Welcome to the Miami Heat Beat Postgame Show. I'm your host, Giancarlo Navas, and with me today, a trio of panelists. Myself, Siobhan, mother of sons.
Hello, people.
One of them didn't play tonight.
One of them did not.
But, you know,
it's all right. It's okay.
He needed a break. He needs to find himself.
He needed a nap.
He did. You know, he's still young.
Yeah.
And also, Kyle Scarlett.
Oh, man.
What is whoa? Why do you sound like that? Why whoa? Did you go through a second puberty? What happened there?
It's my regular register, man. I just don't popping it off.
Second puberty.
Dude, this guy. How you doing?
Man, they walked through, speaking of naps, through 3 quarters. So clearly
at 3.5.
Yeah.
Like the first half of the first quarter.
My goodness.
Was good. Listen, guys, we have to start. Jimmy ducked them.
I'm weak.
I don't care what he says about his back or whatever. But you know, you're on the road trip. You know you have the back-to-back. You know, we all know. He plays back-to-backs. I talked to Samus Fendiari and Andy Liu of light years, and I asked him straight up, like, is he going to play? Does he play back-to-backs? And they said he does play back-to-backs. And they said probably if they lose, he'll play because they can't afford to take nights off like that. Like they're in a really competitive conference.
Right.
But quote, as Andy Liu said, they're old as shit.
They are.
They're old as shit.
They are. They're old as dirt.
They are. And he didn't play, was citing a back issue. Bon, I thought it was funny. He may or may not be hurt. I don't know. Yeah. It is optically very funny that Bam comes back because Bam's about that action.
He sounds ready.
Did you see the guy's tweet?
Yes, I loved it. Oh, it made me so, yeah. People are like, oh, weird comment, bro. Shut up.
Nikai said, yet another game where Bam shows up, but Jimmy doesn't.
That's not what he said.
Something like that.
He said another game where Bam is the one that shows up.
There you go. That's what it was.
More closely to that.
Yes, absolutely. And it was very funny, but yeah. I thought it was just optically funny whether or not it was on. It was like,
yeah, man. Yeah. Maybe he's hurt, maybe he's not. I've seen him play the second nights of back-to-backs this season, some of them. And, you know, I don't know. I just feel like personally, if it's like one that you get up for, like I used to get up for certain games in high school. I used to get up for certain games in college just because of who it was that we were playing. And then it wasn't even anything like cantankerous. It was just people that I knew, friends and such. And like they beat Orlando yesterday, right?
They lost.
See, that's deep. That's also irritating. He played 38 minutes. They lost. I don't know. I just feel like
that's why I thought that he might play, and that's why Sam and Andy thought that he might play because they can't afford to drop games because they're like, oh, you know, they win in Orlando. They're positive on the road trip. They'll take that, but they didn't. So
I would have pushed to play tonight. I probably would have saved some of myself from last night to make sure I could play tonight. But you know, happens.
Kyle, it was funny, Kyle. It was funny. He just did it, and he's there. You know, he's sitting on the bench. You know, they're not gonna have a trip to Miami. All the old guys sat. You know, but he's on the bench and he's there.
Yeah.
I mean, Kuminga didn't play either, right? So,
I think he's hurt though.
Yeah.
Which I don't know what the injury is, but you know,
he's also been bad.
That's a different pod.
That's for the Light Years Warriors pod.
But I think the interesting thing is I didn't expect for him to play. He played 38 minutes. He wasn't going to play. There was no way. Are there certain players that would have played? Yes. Do we think Jimmy was going to play? No. I had no doubt in my mind he was going to be in street clothes, in Aloe or whatever other brand is supporting him.
Hey, yo, I love Aloe.
I'm just saying.
And you do. You really do.
I'm just saying.
the Jimmy marketing worked on me. I'm ashamed to admit, but I love Jimmy so much that Brass and I bought a lot of coffee that he charges a lot of money for, and I bought
a lot of coffee.
Oh, man.
I bought a lot of
some of that
coffee
at your house.
and I still go. By the way, I still go because I mean he broke up with him, but I didn't.
He had the hat on tonight. Did you see it? He had the
I did.
big hat on.
I have the hat right here. I mean,
So it was cute.
Oh,
And
bro.
Steph had the wades on. It was cute. My bad.
The other thing about today was Asia Wilson was in attendance, and they almost embarrassed us in front of company again, Bond. And I got to be real, and I know that they won, and we should be celebrating. That game sucked. We all know. Everyone in the audience knows that game. I don't know what the fuck was going on, but it was barely basketball.
Yeah, I'm struggling to like key in. I remember some things, and then I remember a lot of nothing, and then I remember like the last 5 minutes. I don't know.
Norman Powell did some shit, and they won.
Yeah, in front of my mom. Like my mom was there in the crowd, and like my dad was back at work, and you know we almost didn't get it done, but in the end, you know, Dad's big dog.
This game probably lacked so much intensity. I was the least excited while quietly excited in a game all season. I was just like
very much so.
Third
it was
quarter,
like loud background excitement.
I was like, third quarter, fourth quarter. Oh, the game is done. Wow. Okay. It's funny because Crotty's like, hey, the crowd is waiting to get excited.
He did. He said that multiple times. And like I've got a half page of notes and everything, and I feel like I don't know what happened. They are lusty after your put that one
Kyle,
back up.
chat loves your
put
voice.
That one back up. I got a skit. You're gonna do an infomercial. Like them old album rollouts from back in the day, like The Quiet Storm.
I know what you
that or a movie trailer. Just Kyle goes in a world
trailer
with no screens.
This is what happens when I don't try to raise.
Could you do that, Kyle? Could you say in a world with no screens and no pick and rolls? Please, sir.
Oh my God.
Big screen.
What's the script here?
In a world with no screens and no pick and rolls.
In a world with no screens and no pick and rolls.
Come on, man. That's the
That's
fucking film of the year right there.
Chocolate Rain is crazy, Jack.
now say Quiet Storm.
You're now on with
We got something.
Say Needle to the Groove next.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Listen, I'm putting the chat together. We're trying to start brainstorming.
Kyle, whatever's going on, you got to stay that way. We need some voiceover. So whatever conditions are in your house right now, we need to keep that.
This is my natural voice. I just don't always talk. Working in customer service forever, you end up raising your register.
Yeah. Chat says Kyle sounds like a Claritin commercial if we were trying to make people stop taking allergy pills.
You sound like puberty.
Hey.
You sound like a second. Dude, he came on like literally like I was here first with our assistant producer Ollie, and Kyle comes in and he's like, "Hey guys," and I was like, "What the fuck?"
What the fuck is? Whoa,
dude! I looked up because I'm on my phone like just checking stats and stuff, and I just hear like I was like, "That sounds like Kyle," but it sounds like. It doesn't. It sounds like someone, no offense, grabbed you by the balls, squeezed it real tight.
Man.
And I looked up and I was like, "Oh, hello, Mr. Scarlett."
Hey man.
Hey man.
Motown is wild. Shout out to Motown.
Chat saying the game was tighter than G's shirt. A, the game wasn't tight. They fucking won by 15 points. And B, I lost 4 pounds. And this shirt's a loose guy.
Yeah, it's loose.
I've worn tighter. You can't do that one.
It's just good material, so it falls on the body nice.
It's Target, man. I love Target.
Point, right? They mentioned Powell with the 8 points in the first 3 quarters.
Yeah, no. Bam and Norm turned up at the end.
Yeah.
Drew came in and did do some nice things. Jaime was trying to get it going.
I thought Ware had good fourth quarter.
Yeah, Khalil had a good fourth. Khalil had like his first stint was good too.
He had a bad game, I thought. I thought he got fried on defense, to be honest.
That's fair.
I thought defensively, like, I
I
mean,
think
they
it was
were up
active.
and Bam went to the bench and he came in and they had a field day with him on the floor. And I think some of it stabilized a little bit, but I thought it was not his best defensive showing.
Yeah.
And I thought they went to a zone at some points to specifically protect him because it had become such a problem. And I mean, he did rebound well. And I did think like him being in the zone helped him rebound even better. I mean, he would have finished with 14, 15 rebounds. Like he's been aggressive on that end. He got a few offensive boards, but I'm with you. I mean, Wiggins was also kind of solid. I mean,
he was. I thought
plus 25 for the game. You know,
I think that this kind of game is the game you want him to win, right? Like last season, they may have completely pissed the bed.
Oh, they roll over.
And this year, they just played with grit, which is, I mean, I love the pace. I love that they're playing with flow and energy and the ball moves and guys are moving. I love all of that. But I also grew up on them playing absolutely gritty basketball. So this was that kind of game, you know, get the loose balls, get on the break and score. It's going to be a little bit of fouling here and there. You may not score over 100. Because at one point I was like, are they going to get to 100?
Oh, it was a jeopardy. There was a real question entering that fourth quarter. If
this
they were
looks like
get
a high school game. What's going on?
I was wondering if the Warriors were going to get there also, and they were up at the time, and I was like, and they didn't.
And they were up at the time.
Chat's like, Kyle, can you do my voice? Their finishing at the rim tonight was horrid. But one of the things I put in my notes for the game was a lot of high layups, a lot of like, floating, you know what I mean? Like, well, I was like, what are we doing?
High miss or like misses high up.
Like, yes,
high up. Yeah,
like it's fucking Roy Hibbert in the
like
paint.
They were sure, exactly. Yeah, like, what are we trying to
I haven't heard that name.
Dog, it was like that. Like I'm like, you didn't have to go. Like Drew had a few. Jaime had a lot. Like
Jaime had a lot. Kalel had some that I was like, what's happening here?
Yeah, it was.
I think Andrew had a couple.
You know what it might be? You know when you work out arms and after you work out arms, Bond, you're trying to take jumpers and that thing is mad ugly.
Why'd you ask Bond? You don't think I work out arms?
No, I'm talking about the hooper here. I'm talking about the hooper here. The jump, you go to try to get the flow of the jumper and it's a little off because you mad strong afterwards.
He's short, tight.
Yeah,
heavy.
that's what it looked like to me.
Yeah.
Jack goes, Buddy Hield's mouth's bigger than G's appetite.
Oh my God, not too much on Buddy Hield. Leave him alone. Or
crazy. Is he okay? He got stitches, I think, presumably. That's
Davion looks, man. What time for Davion?
What do you got?
He's been great.
Oh, he's been great. You know what's funny? I saw people on Twitter saying, has he lost a step defensively? Because I think he had a little stretch in the middle of like so far where he slipped a little bit, but he's back. I mean,
I
so
agree.
good. Yeah,
and he plays it so well with his chest. Like
they have physical.
Yeah, I'm trying to
moves his feet.
Yes,
uses
important
hands. I love. I hate when guys have quick hands but don't move their feet. Right, and they get it. It works for a while, but it creates bad habits.
Yeah,
he's good with both. Really quick hands,
no turnovers.
Love that.
I wanted 3 more. I wanted 3 more just for the averages. Just for the averages. Yeah. Because he's leading all guards apparently in assist to turnover ratio, which is crazy.
I
think he's leading all guards. Is he second?
He's up there. He's second. Assistant producer says second. So I mean, he's been terrific for them, and I think defensively we know what he gives them, but I think shooting the ball he's been really, really solid, and I think as a pace increaser, like he just really fucking goes.
It's the drives, like he is getting
shot out of a cannon.
Yes, first step is a blur, like he's out of there, man. And then he's in there, he gets so solid. I really want to know what it is or hear how Spo would characterize his affinity for lead guards with that build, with that type of build.
I feel like they haven't had a guy at point guard defend that way since Winslow.
Fair. maybe they haven't had one executed that way, but they have tried. Like they have had guys who they have tried to defend it. Like Gabe gave it what he had.
You know what? That's
chest
unfair to
wide,
Gabe. Yeah.
in the hips. Kyle gave it what he has, and I think Drew before he got hurt. So like it's an important thing for them. I was more so though talking about like offensively.
I don't think Gabe ever was put on the speediest guard though, which is my thing with him. Where like he'd be on like Jaylen Brown, like he can guard bigger guys.
I'll give you that.
Yeah, like I think, and that's, and even Kyle, and like everybody knows I'm the biggest Kyle, but like quickness
from
like
there, I got you.
Like it's like he can stay in front of guys, use the chest, use the feet, that's what I mean. Like since Winslow, because Winslow was he could check fast guards and all that. Like I think he was. I'm more
so talking though offensively though, just like in a game where we're long all over the place, like being able from a lead spot to be short, compact, kind of like tuck in and kind of get into like all of the nooks and crannies, and then be able to do the things.
Chad did say that Gabe locked up Trae Young, so that's true.
Gabe tried, man. Like Gabe was an active, a pesky, a feisty. Like Gabe was.
He's more of Drew Smith than he is Davon, though.
Yeah.
He's like kind of the better version of that model of defender, I think. Yeah. Miss him. Is he playing? He's hurt, right?
He's always hurt.
Yeah. Something about the physical.
Max is hurt too, right?
Yes.
Max has been hurt for a while.
Yeah, Max has been hurt. Duncan out there killing it. Davon special. Sad we couldn't see him against Jalen Brunson on Monday. But yeah, so want to talk a little bit about the Warrior zone today, because I thought that was the most interesting kind of tactical thing of the night. And I think that kind of leads into Jaime, who really struggled today, but zone really slowed the Heat down. And I think Jaime had a difficult time adjusting. I think part of that is he's just missing layups. And I think the Warriors and other teams are really sinking against him, and they're kind of absorbing the drive. There was a few possessions like that where he is getting ahead of steam, but he's not fast like that. Like he's fast in like on a full court, but he's not fast from like the 3-point line to the restricted area. And I think teams are kind of catching on to that, and they're like, well, he's crafty. Let's sag a little bit. He's not going to kill us off the dribble, like shooting the ball. Let's absorb contact with a bigger, stronger guy and make the finish tough. And we saw Cleveland do that, and I thought that worked a lot. And we saw the Warriors do that. And I think it's been a bit of a theme bond. How are you feeling about that? And I thought the zone kind of played into that really, really well as well.
Yeah. And Spo talked about I'm trying to pull up some zone possessions here on the side. Spo has talked about expecting teams to go ahead and start putting lengthier defenders, guys who have like the extremity to do what you're saying, right? To defend and still kind of like, be of influence, but at length. But as you're, approaching, I have like all this space to kind of absorb whatever the blow is, neutralize it. You're going to have to go again. And now at that point, I've met your initial, I've met your force initially. I've neutralized that. And now we're playing up and we're playing with length. And then I have you there. And so by that point, then, but yeah, he also, you bring me back out. He also talked about the zone and wanting, I think I said this last game with Frankie, wanting to approach their zone sets in the same way that they approach man, like not like actively not wanting to have to adjust their offensive principles, I'll say, when approaching, zone defense. And I get it. And I'm looking at a couple possessions today. They it was like a couple of possessions in the first quarter where the Golden State settled into their zone, but Miami was already kind of like into their like drive and flow things, and I don't know. I feel like approaching a zone, you has to have like a little bit of some patience, a little bit of just a diagnosing, a reading of the body, so that you can kind of, do your things. I think when you're driving against a man, you are easier able to set up and manipulate the bodies to then kind of get into your lanes. Trying to drive against the zone, the principle of the zone is to kind of disregard their regular man principles, then disallowing you to play the way that you kind of want to play.
I think it works, Bond, because like they don't shoot a lot of threes, and that was something I noted today, that I felt that the Golden State was also like very content with Miami shooting threes, and Miami didn't shoot a lot even in that first half. And I think one of the things you're talking about is those principles where and I think it even plays into some of the strengths of their man, where they can overload and they're okay with that kick out. And they know that the drive is not getting a rotation, which is what Miami wants.
Yeah.
Right.
And
so it's like, go ahead.
I was going to posit there's a play where Jaime can't get the drive he wants. So he relocates out to kind of not center, but almost away from the wing. And then he passes the ball to Wiggs on the cut and ends up as a layup. Like, to your point, Bond, just the patience of seeing, okay, well, this is not optimal for me to drive the way I would if the paint was open. So he's figuring out, how can I counter this in real time, which is what you want. Like, you want him to be able to figure it out. That's what you want your young players to do, is to figure out, kind of problem solve, come up with a resolution on their own. And so he's been really good with his playmaking. And so, be able to make that read is the next step. The jumper in the mid-range, I think that's likely going to be more fluid than the 3-point jumper. So that's that next thing where his ability to stop and get a mid-range shot because they're playing the drive is probably the next thing that expands the offense even more. And then I'm curious, even when Tyler comes back, how much of that zone is even played against them.
That's the thing.
Norm and Tyler to stretch the floor. And you may have, because you have the ability to play make on the floor with those two there, you got Bam or maybe Ware who can kind of flash or put themselves in position to get passes closer to the rim. And it's more one-on-one versus like showing two on the sides here. So I'm intrigued to see what that looks like and how many teams maybe shrink away from playing zone and how much that maybe shifts the offense back into their favor, and not having to work so hard. It's good for them to learn the patience, obviously, because they're not always going to be able to play as fast as they wanted to, which we saw tonight. But adding two guys who can really, really stretch the defense, and you have to respect their jumper, you have to respect the offense, you have to respect the drive from both of them as well, and you have to respect their ability to find guys also. Because I do think Norm can make passes, and Tyler has shown the ability off and on to find guys when they're open. So I can see that absolutely breaking down the zone usage future-wise. I don't know when that we'll see that, but I thought that was interesting to note.
I agree. I really like this comment by Craig Dillinger. He says we really need to get Tyler for those zone moments. He'll either shoot them out of it or wiggle into the middle of the paint and get that floater / jumper going. Tyler kind of is a guy that creates his own rhythm. And I think that that's good, because I think a lot of these guys on this team don't have that. And I think something that they're missing is Wiggins is a little bit like that, right? Wiggins can create his own rhythm.
Yes.
I think Tyler does that too. And I think the floater's an interesting kind of element to that, because that's something they don't have right now, right? Because Hawkins doesn't have that. Davon doesn't really have that. And that's something that Tyler does have. And you can get into that middle. But the other thing I like about Herro, and not so much Norm, is Tyler can shoot off like just side to side catches You know, like if they're passing the ball on the perimeter, I actually don't love Norm shooting those. I don't love a lot of their guys. Fontecchio could do it, but Tyler is really good at that. Like
just
Tyler,
stand still, not even have to step into it, not even a want to, just to stand still. And he got a lot better with that when he changed his base. Remember, he changed his shooting base last season, and it got a little wider. And I think that helped so much with that. And to that last comment again, too, that's why I always kind of go back to the fucking Boston series that he wasn't available for, because I just every time I think about like Tyler's skill set, I always think about that thing in the floater, the ability in the middle, off of the gathers, like off of the different launches, and kind of just the wiggle. To your point about being able to create their own rhythm too, I think Jaime tries. But his rhythm doesn't come. So like Tyler and maybe Wiggs. Where would you say Wiggins, G? Where in Wiggins's, I guess, isolation game do you think the rhythm is created at?
I think he does it himself. Like I think because I do think when he catches the ball,
is it like off the bounce? Is it off the body?
The rock, you know what I mean? Like
okay.
the body movement on the pivot foot. You know what I mean? Like that. And I talked about this yesterday with Sam Esfandiari and Andy Liu, where I said I was a little disappointed in Andrew as a solution to zone, because I actually thought he would be a guy that could flash to the middle.
That's fair.
And I just don't think he's been that. And they were like, yeah. And they kind of chuckled and laughed. They go, Andrew does a lot of things really well, and none of them are the ones that you really want him to do. So we had a good laugh about that. But he seemed like a guy who could do that. I mean, he does a lot of other things that are really good. He's obviously a really good basketball player. But that's something I thought, right? And I think they can post him up in their zone, and specifically.
Yes.
The thing is that I don't like his playmaking out of like post-ups, which is I think a little tricky in the zone. And I do think that like this team needs to limit their turnovers and their mistakes. They're not a team that can survive like a high turnover game, because I do think that once the other team gets in a rhythm and they're trying to play fast, like that just feeds into that. And but yeah, I mean, I think kind of the rocking motion, a little bit of the mellow, right? That kind of really a bygone player, you know. Like
that's why I appreciate Wick for that, because you do need some of that. And I think Jaime tries, but the rhythm doesn't come until Jaime has made contact, and it's not a consistent cadence. It's whatever the rhythm has to be for him to like feel like he has timed it well enough to get it up and kind of into some space. But yeah, no, like Tyler just had like the snake. It creates such a fluidity and such a like Tyler's special. That's why he irritates me.
He's gonna be interesting, and not to spend too much time on this, but like
I do think back soon, so it's fun to.
They said Monday. Tim Reynolds said Monday against Dallas, which is an interesting game to bring him back. Anthony Davis is not playing. So that should be food, but as we know, that's not how this works with this team or the league. But he's gonna it's gonna be a real make or break for him in terms of what if he comes in and he can't beat his man, it's gonna be a problem, and they're gonna have real questions on playing him a lot. And I mean, he will play a lot, and it'll look bad. And he'll force a lot of things, and it'll look ugly, and the defense will get worse. So there's a lot I think personally at stake for him coming back on Monday. And I think that really transitions as well into Bam, who came back today. A little stat for you guys. In Bam's absence, they were 20th in defense, 117.4 defensive rating. Pretty abysmal. Part of that is, you know, they don't have a backup center, right? They're playing Bond's firstborn. Niko Jovic, who's a good defender. I don't think he's suited to play the 5 defensively. I think that's been made very clear. And where I don't think is there defensively at all in any capacity. So Bam comes back. First thing I noticed, Kyle, they're switching a ton, literally off the fucking jump. There was a possession I counted. He switched 5 times in a possession, and it wasn't a long possession.
So, I mean, it goes back to what he gets paid for.
Hold on. I want to address one thing. I don't ever do this, but Chad is like, gee, do you ever watch Herro? Herro passes, doesn't force things. I don't like to do this. I love my audience.
Oh, man.
Do you fucking know what they run? Do you fucking know they run a screenless offense where that motherfucker who can't beat anybody without a screen has to go one-on-one? So I understand he doesn't fucking force things, but they don't do anything. They don't do stuff that he like. Do you understand? Like, it could be a design. He will force things because Tyler Herro's not going to fucking just get off the ball and then not touch it for the rest of the possession. I'm sorry. Like, I fucking have eyes and I watch. You guys should know, especially people on Twitter. I get you guys in the chat. You should fucking know. I watch the fucking games. I'm sorry, Kyle. I just hate that.
It's fine. I mean, here's the thing. And we're banned, but this is a small sidebar. I think here's the thing. He has to be able to adjust his game to fit the offense and to be efficient at it. The whole reason this offense can be even more prolific is if he's able to adjust his game. So the whole point, and I've said this before, he needs to be more Klay Thompson than he is trying to be Steph Curry. That's really what I believe would be the best in this offense for it to work at its optimum. Catch the ball, shoot the ball, stretch the floor. I don't think he's beating anybody off without a screen. Like, he's not beating anybody off the dribble. Like, that's just not happening. So in order for him to really optimize himself being on the floor, especially because I don't know where he's going to be defensively, he's not a good defender. I don't want to hear he's an average defender from anybody. He does not defend well. He gets picked on. So he has to offset that on the other side. Now, to somebody who actually plays defense, no shade, just what it is, Bam is quintessential of 1 through 5. And a lot of teams, will, we have a guy who can guard 1 through 5. No, you don't have a Bam. I watch a lot of basketball, and if you had a Bam, you wouldn't be playing in anyway. That's not the point. The point of the matter is I think Bam just allows the Heat to breathe on defense. Like, he is a huge stopgap for, okay, we don't necessarily need to play like we don't even have to fight over. Like, some of the things that they were doing while he was not on the floor with them the last few games, they kind of went back to like, oh, Bam's here. He's going to switch and he's going to lock up his man. And I think that's even the bigger thing, right? Like, even when there's mismatches for them to try to like exploit the other team to try to exploit, the way he defends the guy he's matched up with is a mismatch for the team he's defending against. Like, he guards guards, he guards big men, he guards wings. It doesn't matter who you put him on. He has the ability to just blow up plays and create havoc on defense. So I just love seeing him back out there. I know that a lot of people make a big deal about the offense and his process to the offense. I get that. But Bam got paid because of defense and his ability to just be one of a kind in being able to stop whoever it is he's guarding. And there's not a lot of guys in the league that can do that. So just him being back shifts how they play defense. And I think I talked about it while he was playing before the injury. He makes their defense faster. Like, he's talking, he's pointing things out, he's moving. If the guy isn't going to switch, he switches. Like, he just makes sense on defense. There's a lot of little things that you don't have to tell Bam on defense that he just does. And that just makes the defensive side of the ball so beautiful for the Heat.
Yeah.
Bon, he was, and again, tonight he was terrific. And obviously the Warriors are really depleted. Don't expect them to have some fantastic offense without, their best players, but
right.
A bit of I felt their defense had a little life today, especially with him on the floor. And, he's even switching off ball stuff. He was ready to fucking go. And I love that. And I love the energy that he brought. I love seeing him. He hit, not even defensively, but he hit a really big three, today. And I believe he was 3 for 4. Took over in that fourth quarter. I just love him.
Look at my stretch big. Yeah, no, he was great. He was a joy to have back. Kyle, you're right in that he He quickens the defense in all of the ways that you mentioned, but also he doesn't foul a lot. He doesn't commit a lot of stupid or undisciplined or young fouls. And so I'm watching him get in the paint and keep his base, keep his like playing with his chest, playing with his shoulders, and not going for up fakes where we see, Khalil not even like go up, like Khalil kind of lunges at fakes, right? Nikola at least has gotten better about like he doesn't lunge, but he will go up. Like you'll get Nico up and maybe it'll be just enough and he'll catch himself in the air like fuck, they got me. And then have thought fuck, they got me before he is like come back and hit the ground, but it's a foul. And you don't have that with Bam. And you feel less you feel like you need to dig less. You're able to focus on yours more. You're able to kind of just everyone is able to do less and more at the same time. With that guy there. I just wanted to do one more thing with the Tyler bit. To your point about him not about the needing the screens to kind of crack the defense, I think that is where the like fluidity and the motion of their offense and the cutting comes in. Because after you do, like he's not going to have a choice unless they implement ball screening things for him. He's not going to have a choice but to play off the ball because he's going to have to move the ball. And once you move the ball, you have to go somewhere else. You're going to have to like do things. But from the new places where he ends up on the floor, maybe he ends up in some of the short corners. You're going to have to see him playing some of the baselines more, playing some of like maybe decision making out of the dunker. Playing some maybe short or like low corner 2-man dump type of thing. So I think there will be space for him to still get to his wiggle. But maybe it also doesn't come with a finish at the end too. Maybe it's enough to kind of crack it, collapse, and kick.
So my thing with him is I think he's going to be really great in that cutting role, right? And I think I think that he's going to excel in that. I think he's a much improved finisher last year. That was like really clear. And I think he can attack a bent defense.
Yeah.
And I think when
bent defense
to your point
around. Yeah.
Exactly. My issue is the trigger. And I do think they'll do stuff like they do for Norm. Where they run Norm off a pin down, and then he comes up to the top of the key, and he is either shooting or he's like going to the basket. And I think that they could do stuff like that for Herro. I think they could also have him stretched out a little further out so he can get a little bit of a head of steam, and that'll stretch the defense one way or the other. Because if he's like starting his dribble, like 5-6 feet behind the 3-point line, well, like now he's picking up speed, and he can get by guys, and you have to play him a little closer because he can shoot off the dribble that deep, and even if he doesn't go, that defender's out, right? That's you're not in the play, right? You're not in the picture.
No, so create advantage forward.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't think, I don't want to. I think he'll be good, and I think and I've said a lot on this show. Like they need the stuff he provides. I just have questions. I don't think it's like the ideal offense for him. I don't. I think the ideal offense was last year. I think that last year with the better rolling big, I think would be ideal. I think like if you put him in Dallas, like in Kyrie's role, like he'd probably be awesome. He would love, Dwight Powell or some shit like that, and a lot of freedom and shooters and stuff like that. But
that's so easy. That's so easy. I want him to grow. That's part of like the same reasons I didn't really want Dame. And everyone was like, oh, just so that Bam could just do nothing but catch lobs. I'm like, yeah, sure. But like, let's let him grow some.
I kind of like, I'm with you, Bon, because I was like, if they want Dwight Powell, they can go get him.
Yeah.
And real quick, Kyle, because I know you have something to say. Armando Benito says, keep the receipts. Jesus believe Herro will thrive in the offense. Really grow. I do think he'll thrive. I think he'll be great. I think he'll be great. I think he'll be good. I just had questions. Like I don't know. I think I'm allowed to ask.
Yeah, no, it's fair. Don't overreact.
But I mean, here's
stop
my
overreacting.
thing.
Again,
I think
chat says Tyler's a 3-level scorer. Y'all are tripping. Do you
What
guys know
do
what
you
3
mean?
level?
I just talk. Did you not just hear what I just said?
He's also not a 3-level scorer. 3-level scorers get to the free throw line a lot. He doesn't do that. He gets to the free throw line like slightly above average.
Free throw line is not a level. It's not.
Yeah,
one
it's
of the levels.
isn't 3-level scoring, like shooting, scoring in the paint, and getting free throws.
No, you just made that up. I've never heard anyone.
What else is it?
It's mid range. It's three mid and at the rim.
Yeah.
Nah, you got to put free throws in there.
No.
Get it to the line. That's like one of the most important parts of scoring.
That is not one of the levels in the 3 level. That's so.
Chat says I'm a casual. Wait, that's not one of the levels?
No. Oh my God. Where's the Heat beat chat?
No, that's not. I thought that was one of the levels.
No.
Chat says I'm so wrong. Layup, mid-range, and 3.
But see that's my point though.
Chat's cooking me. Where's the Tyler guy? This is your chance.
He does have the ability to be, and I'm hard on him because I think there's room to be much better than just dribble, find my shot. Like there's prolific ways to find scoring, the ability to score, the ability to like stretch defenses. And
Chat says basketball podcast for 10 years and doesn't know what 3-level scoring is. 13 years, by the way.
Oh my God.
13 years.
You're finna tank us, bro.
But I just think that he can.
Way to sell the bit.
He can create space.
Yes.
And while the wiggle, to Bond's point, is different than norms, because there's a difference.
Yeah.
Like there's a difference in pace, a difference in method, and how they get to those spots. I do think that norm to norm, like the way that he approaches the game, there's a lot more.
Sorry, Kyle. I hate when they do this to me. I'm sorry.
There's a lot of force to how he gets to his spots.
Yeah.
And even with the cutting and the driving, there's a lot of craftiness, awareness, kind of prowess around the rim, right? So you hope that having two guys who can do similar things differently can create better offensive flow for them. And that doesn't force your bigs to be Bam doesn't have to take a mid-range shot if he doesn't want to. He can create the space through the screen, even though they're not going to screen that much this year. Or they can find their bigs on the roll. And so I just think it's a nice wrinkle that's added late to a team that's already been scouted. There's teams scouting the Heat's offense.
Yep.
And they still don't have Tyler, who I think is going to average similar points to Norm at around 22 to 24, somewhere in there, because they're going to be the ones who get the shots.
Yeah.
Primarily.
He'll have a great shooting year too, I think.
Yeah, he will.
And so,
he will.
I expect for the offense actually to be even better. I'm hoping he just buys it. That's really what I'm looking at, is does he buy it? Because if he's on the floor, I am intrigued, and I would love your opinion on this. Are they going to run any zone with him on the floor versus not? Because
they'll run zone
of the defensive offset that you're getting with him on the floor.
I haven't loved their zone this year. Chat's frying me.
Don't listen to them.
No, they're good. Somebody said G forgot about half court shots.
Yeah, I saw that one.
That one killed me. I saw another one say G is a 2-level podcaster. I'm sorry,
not too much of my guy, man.
G. They said G isn't even a 3-level podcaster.
Damn.
That's good. Somebody said 4-pointers.
Don't forget half court shots was actually really.
Don't forget half court shot took me the fuck out.
That was great.
that was great. I love you guys. Keep me honest. I haven't liked their zone this year, and we're gonna get to some clips and then we'll be out here. But I haven't loved their zone this year. I think that they have oddly not the right personnel for that. I don't think they have a lot of front court length, which has kind of been like the backbone of their zone. Nico's really good at the top of the zone. I mean, he's the one I've been most impressed by, but just, you know, they don't play a lot of zone when Bam's on the floor. I think Ware is whatever in the zone. They don't have a lot of like guards that are really good at it either. Like, you know, I don't know. It's just, I'm kind of like on their zone, but you know, they'll go to it. They'll go to it at times, and you know, they'll have mixed results from it. I mean, there's like Denver runs a lot of zone, and they're really good at it. Like Denver's zone is really good, and
but they have the athletes, right? Like that's to your point. They have the person.
They have space eaters too. They got big motherfuckers. You know what I mean? So they got big boys. They got big.
Aaron Gordon's a big. He's not small. Aaron Gordon is a pretty big guy. Yeah.
Chat's mad that I'm praising Nico. I said he did one good thing right. Well, what do you guys want from me?
Okay, now relax, you guys. No, I don't.
Bond, people are mad at your son. They're.
I don't care. He didn't play tonight. I'm with you with some of the zone stuff. I'm more so concerned about their approach to their zone offense. I think that there is some stuff in their zone defense that they can fix. With the personnel that they do have, I think they have to maybe like stop. It's a lot of it is in the way that they shuffle and how that they come off of one another at the top of their zone. And then Highsmith was crazy nice at the top of the zone. You're absolutely right, Mr. Clean. DJJ was crazy at the top of the zone. Duncan was active and long, and Duncan was smart in the zone. And so it's a lot of the forward length, G, to your point, the front court length.
Iguodala, Crowder.
Yeah, you had those guys. I think it's the way that they go about coming off of their assignments at the top and how it pulls on the forwards, but the center does not come out of the zone. They keep the center fairly, especially if it's Khalil. Khalil has no corner responsibility yet. One, he's not quick enough. He doesn't play with his length enough yet. So I think you'll kind of end up just having him like moving around trying to get to the coverages. But Khalil doesn't have like any corner responsibility in any of their zone machinations, really. And yeah, so I don't know. So it pulls a lot on the top of the guards, and then the forwards not having the length, like it's all connected, whoop-de-whoop. But I think that they can. I'm fine and confident that they can tighten up some of the zone defense stuff. I really want to see their zone offense grow through the season.
I agree. By the way, if you missed this at the top of the show, Letch's commissioner subbed 45 months. Says Bond saying shit like cantankerous. We're so fucking back.
Please.
I missed that. That's actually really funny, and I missed that one at the top of the show.
I got a word an episode now, I guess.
Oh my god, chat's also killing me from my shirt. They said my shirt looks brown. I'm like, it's an olive.
It's olive green, bro.
And now they're making fun of me for saying olive green. They said you could have just said green. I feel like
it's not
olives
just green.
are okay.
Now you're just saying things. No, it's not just green. You have to specify.
Yeah, it's olive green. It's like my favorite my favorite clothing color. I'm like obsessed with it right now. Yeah, I agree with everything that everybody said. Their zone tonight, mixed. Love Bam, love the switching. Love that they play a lot of different styles. We'll see when Herro comes back how that's going to look. Excited for Monday. Before that, they have the Bulls Friday. The Bulls, who have been playing well. Did they just beat OKC, or they beat somebody good recently? They might not be. They beat somebody really good recently. I remember. So good for Chicago. We have a couple little highlights to get to. Wouldn't be a heapy without some highlights. They did win. They did win. As funny as a game it won, they did win. So
important.
Yeah, we do have a Hawkes score there. It froze for me, so we'll run that back. Look at that.
The low gather. Tyler has a really good low gather.
and shockingly doesn't get stripped.
Yeah, that's why it's really good. That's why, yes.
This is a good example of like they look how they're playing him. They're playing two guys and the second defender, the main defender is stepped up pretty high, and that's where he thrives because he can kind of slip in front, slip by, use his strength, right? Use his body, that stuff. It's harder when they're a little more back, right? And he's kind of running into them closer to the restricted area. We didn't talk a lot about Norm today.
Yeah, one in transition.
Norm was fantastic. This little whoop, Euro step. And again, they have a lot of they had a lot of stuff today where they bring Norm off of pin downs and off of stuff. Crotty even highlighted a play today where they brought Norm off a pin down at the top of the key, and he drives and he draws so much attention. It's swing, score. That's just probably their best pet action. And shout out to Kalel, who in the fourth quarter was really physical. Look, a rare pick and roll from the Heat and Kalel Ware, and I kind of like that their pick and rolls are a little bit like guerrilla warfare.
Pause it.
Boom.
Sorry, finish your thought, but pause it in a second.
No, I like how it's like they're not expecting it, right? So I think they're caught a little off guard. Nobody really knows, and then it kind of happens, and they get a good look out of it. What were you gonna say?
And this is the Tyler pockets, and they get he and Bam have really developed good synergy from kind of that segment, right at where that's Simone, kind of right where he is, across to the right lane line and down, that whole kind of corner. I think is fertile space for Tyler too. And you have the dump off, you got the lob, he's got the snake. He can get it to the elbow. He can extend the snake, get it to the nail a bit. He has to step back. I think it doesn't have to be high ball screen stuff. And whether he needs a ball screen or not, it can still be within the flow of some of the stuff that they're and this the positioning on the court as some of the stuff they're doing now.
That was a good pass by Drew too. Found the pocket. And so he does this off ball thing, probably moving, and it comes in, slips in. It's funny because it's not even the best screen. It doesn't make a lot of contact, but I don't think they're expecting it, and I think that things like that are quite. It's
the position on the floor.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to lay too much wood because the release is so much shorter. The runway after the release is so much quicker that it don't take much from you to pull attention.
Yeah. Well, we have a big game on Friday. Heat Bulls. Listen, a win's a win. I know that it was an ugly win, but it felt good. Really, they consolidated the Knicks win. They backed it up, and they're looking at they could be a 3-0 week for them, which is important. And I think that they're a team that the Eastern Conference is up for grabs. Not that they should be playing that, but I think that they should try. They're not going to tank, and that's not who they are, and they're too good to tank. But I think that they're in the mix to not be in the play-in. There's it's going to come down to it, and they're going to be there. I think that they have a real shot of getting, kind of seeds 4 through 6. I mean, right now it's New York, Atlanta, Miami. Toronto's in 2. Are they going to drop? Maybe. They've played really, really well. Is Orlando going to come back up? Milwaukee has lost a few without Giannis. There's a lot right now in the conference, but Miami is currently out of the play-in. They're 9-6. Bam's back. Their defense really took a dinged when he was out, but he'll be back, and Tyler's going to come back, and we're going to learn a lot about this team. Yeah. I mean, if Toronto and Detroit can be nice surprises, why can't Miami be a nice 6th, 5th seed surprise? Atlanta's playing really well without Trae Young, so that's another kind of interesting subplot to the Eastern Conference. A lot to get to, but big game against the Bulls, who are 7-6, have kind of fallen from earth a little bit, but they beat somebody recently. I don't remember who, but they beat somebody. They're currently beating the Blazers. Hold on real quick. I do want to get out of here, but okay. No, they beat Denver is what they did. They beat Denver. One of Denver's 3 losses. So appreciate chat for coming, for roasting me. You know, it's all love.
Man.
Mac Tumon, love you, bro. Thank you for tuning in. Oh yeah. Oh, and he was the one that said Bulls won in Denver. I didn't have the chat open. Appreciate it.
Oh, in Denver. Oh, that's good for them. Oh, that is good for them.
That's a big win. I knew it was somebody.
Big win.
You know, later on in the season in January, Miami has OKC twice in the same week. Insane.
I need it.
That sucks for the better teams, to be honest with you, because you let a worse team get 2 cracks at you with adjustments and stuff. So interesting stuff. Appreciate my panelists. Appreciate my chat. Go Heat. Go Bam. Go Asia. Go Tyler.
Go Parents.